Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of the Happiness Retreat. I am your host, Kimberly Trebs, and today we have the good fortune to be in conversation with my dear friend and colleague, the beautiful and multi-talented Sharon Farber. She is a licensed massage therapist, healer, award-winning artist, medium, teacher, and the author of Choose to be a Medium, Experience and Share the Healing Wonder of Spirit Communication. Hello, Sharon, and thank you so much for taking your time to share with us today.
Thank you, Kimberly. So nice of you to invite me. I'm very happy to be here. My pleasure to talk to your audience. And just, it's choosing to be a medium. That's okay.
What did I say?
Instead of choose to be a medium.
Oh, choosing to be a medium. Got it. Got it. And before we get started, can you give us a little teaser of what is going to be offered at the end of this retreat to our audience?
Sure. I decided to give a little special discount offer on mediumship readings with me for members of the retreat. So at the end, we'll tell you what it is and how to get it.
Oh, so excited. So, as this conversation is all about spirituality, the soul, and becoming a master of your own energy, I'm so happy you're here to tell us how mediumship is a vehicle for transformation. So, Sharon, can you please start by telling us about your rich background and education and what prompted you to become interested in mediumship?
Okay, I'll start off somewhat at the beginning by explaining how I'm different than your typical medium. Most of the mainstream mediums will tell you how they saw spirit people when they were children, or they had some near-death experience, something traumatic happened, and all of a sudden they were seeing spirit people. Whereas instead, I've been a massage therapist, healer, an artist, a massage therapist and healer for 32 years now. And I only started my journey into mediumship 9 years ago by choice, which is what makes me different. Somebody invited me to a mediumship demonstration at someone's house. There were about 10 people. And I said, sure, that sounds interesting. No burning passion to be a medium or anything about psychic. And I went and it was phenomenal. And the medium connected with one of my close friends and my firstborn dog. And I just thought it was healing and fascinating. So I invited that medium to my massage therapy office to give small group readings. And she did that once a month for about a year. I got to be the host and see more firsthand examples of how it was healing and beautiful and wonderful. And then somewhere around there, I thought, I wish I could do that. I really want to do that. And then, of course, most people told me, I've heard this hundreds and hundreds of times since then, I didn't think you could learn to be a medium, and I thought you had to be born that way. Those two little sentences people have been telling me for almost a decade now. And I decided to see if I could do it anyway. And apparently I've proved them wrong, because what I did was read books, take classes, workshops, and then sit in circle and do 100 plus practice readings and became an accurate, compassionate medium. And now here I am.
Wow. So you're telling us then that everyone has the capacity, if they choose to.
I don't know if it's 100% everybody, but I think anybody who is interested and compelled to learn can do it. And my philosophy is, if I can do it, so can you. Which is why I wrote a book called Choosing to be a Medium, because people say, oh, it's not a choice. And I say, I chose. And I share with people who might not already be having contact with spirit people. People think if they don't just see spirit people or perceive them, that it's not something they can do. And I have shown, and I teach people that if you're interested in this, yes, it's something that you can learn. There's step-by-step work to do, and there you go. So it's my passion. And my passion is teaching beginners. And especially the subset out of teaching beginners is those who didn't even know they could do it. And watching them get their first link with a spirit person and have their face light up when the person they're working with says, yes, I know who that is. And they're like really excited that they did it.
Wow. So to get a person to know whether they want to become a medium, because I find it's all fascinating, and I really haven't delved quite into this whole aspect of spirituality. So what is the difference between a medium and a psychic?
That's a great question. A lot of people want to know that. All mediums are psychic, but not all psychics are mediums. Many people have probably already heard that. So mediumship, and in my definition of mediumship, which is a bit rigid, it's connecting with loved ones in spirit, your friends and family of the people you're reading for, people from this lifetime on the other side. So that is mediumship, being able to connect with those that we consider dead. Generally a psychic is going to give you information about your past, present, and future, do tarot cards, spiritual guidance, telepathy, and all that kind of stuff. The part that gets confusing is that mediumship is one aspect of a psychic ability. So there are many psychic abilities, and mediumship is one of them. So a person might be a medium and do a multitude of other psychic things, or somebody like myself might put all their energy into focusing on connecting with those in spirit. And also in my definition of mediumship, it doesn't include angel card readings, spirit guide readings, past life readings or regressions, Akashic records, and all those other things that people lump together. It's connecting with significant, recognizable loved ones in spirit, and you get enough information about the people in spirit that the person you're giving the reading to will recognize them and say, oh my gosh, that's my mother.
Wow. So then how is that healing to make that connection to those loved ones?
Well, some people don't know what happens when their loved ones die, and they might just think they're gone forever, no consciousness, no ability to connect in any way. And then when they realize that their loved one in spirit is aware of them in their life, can communicate through a medium, or possibly they can at some level communicate with themselves to know that their loved one is at peace, that they still love them, that they're aware that you had a baby, that there was a wedding, and they can give messages that might have gone unsaid. There might be forgiveness, closure. It wasn't your fault. I love you anyway. It was my fault. There's just an opportunity for closure and healing, and it's on both sides. It's not just healing for the person who's getting the reading, it's a healing step in the evolution of the soul for the person who's on the other side, who gets a chance to connect with their embodied person. So there's a huge potential for healing, and people feel so much better often.
I never thought of it that way. This is so enlightening. Thank you. So let's say someone has just heard what the difference is between a medium and a psychic, and they're saying, oh my gosh, I think I'm very interested in this. How would you go about starting to teach them, especially the novice who is just becoming interested?
A good first step would be reading the book, because that's why I wrote it, after explaining to people over and over and over and over again about my journey and how I did this and how I think everybody could. It took 4.5 years to get the book written, find an agent, get it published, and all that. So once it was written, it's like, thank goodness, just read the book. So the book tells you how you can do it. It dispels fears about mediumship, evil spirits, or they're going to take you over, or myths like that. And it has step-by-step instructions on how to become a medium, and there's 65 exercises. So there's the book as a really good first, an affordable, reasonable first step. Plus you can listen to it if you don't like reading, because it's an audio book also, and on Audible. And then I give a 5-hour beginner class online couple times a week, where we start at the beginning. Why are you here? Explain everything, the foundation of mediumship, how it works, why it's safe, and then step by step how to do it. And then the last 90 minutes to 2 hours of the class, which has only up to 10 people. And that should stay that way probably for a couple of years anyway. I mean, that's just the way I do it. 10 people, beginner class, 5 hours. And then you get a chance to practice. And I hold their hand and walk people through it. And people come to a class never having connected with the spirit person, and by the end of the 5-hour class they have their first connection and they're really excited.
Wow. So when you say you walk them through it, you walk them through this whole process in one 5-hour class?
Pretty much. It's just a beginner class, and the idea is that it gets them in a place where they can join a circle, maybe be able to do practice readings on their own. But also, a lot of the people who come to the class have already been seeing spirit people. Probably 70% of the people who take the class, well, I've had these experiences, I shut them off when I was a kid, or sometimes I know what's going to happen. They have little bits of experience, or they have had actual experiences. They just have no idea how to work with them. They had no idea they could intentionally decide when to connect with the spirit person or how to do it for someone else. So some of the people they've dabbled, whether or not they wanted to, they've had some experiences, and then I teach them how to use your intention, make it safe, and open up and close and all that. But then you also get the brand new beginners who are just really excited. And yes, so this is how it works. This is this and this, and now we're going to do this, and now we're going to ground, and I'll give you a little meditation, and then people get a chance. And if they need their own little mini meditation, like close your eyes and help them get a link, I can do that too.
Wow, that is so cool. Very cool. So, okay, so we start with the book and we take the 5-hour class if that's the next step that a person would like to take. But what advice would you give to a person who wants to develop their mediumship abilities above and beyond that?
I think they should see some mediums, watch some videos, read
Mm.
other books, watch videos, and learn about mediumship. Don't just read about one of them, because they're different. And you want to be able to quiet your mind some. So meditation, and then there's something called sitting in the power, where you meditate using your intention to connect with spirit and build up a mediumistic power. I guess that's a little bit later on.
Okay.
Quiet your mind, do things that make you happy and give you an uplifting energy. That fits right in with your retreat. You want the happier you are, the higher your vibration is, the easier it is to do mediumship. So that's one of the things I talk about, because the people in spirit are at a higher vibration. So if you do all those things that make you happier, eat well, get enough sleep, whatever makes you happy, music, dance, the ocean, mountains, love, community, all those things are going to help you connect with spirit.
So it sounds to me, I don't know, I just put this together, that what you're helping people with are the skills that not only help them connect across the veil, but they're developing a deeper connection with themselves as well.
Yes, on a spiritual connection. So it's with themselves, because remember, we're spirits, or people don't even think about that. So it might not be remember, it's no, we are spirits. We just happen to have bodies. And we're connecting with the spirits who no longer have bodies. So there is a connection with our own sense of divine self, spirit, divine spark. And the whole purpose of the mediumship is to connect people on this side with people on the other side out of love. It's connecting people out of love and healing, and knowing that we are spirits and knowing that they are people. I correct people when they talk about, I've got a female here or a female energy. I'm like, it's a woman. You have a woman in spirit. It's more respectful that you're connecting it. So an awareness that we're spirits, and also an awareness that our loved ones on the other side are spirits, but they're also people.
So are there good spirits and bad spirits?
I don't think there are any bads. Well, if we call us spirits, if we're spirits, then yes. I believe that there is plenty of evil and bad here on this plane, on this earth, living people. I have a healthy fear of plenty of living people because they can do horrible things, and they do. However, when people pass and they go to the spirit world, they do, even if somebody did terrible things when they're here, when they go to the spirit world, they're not evil spirits. They are going to have healing. They might have remorse as they're shown what damage or pain they caused while they were here. But everybody who goes to the other side, and everybody goes to the other side. Nobody gets stuck. Nobody needs help passing over. Nobody doesn't know that they're dead. That's a whole other thing, but I figured I'd pop it in there because they can. People go to the other world, immediately they have healing and support no matter where they were. So the people on the other side, there are no bad spirits, there are no evil spirits. I personally don't believe in demons, entities, attachments, or anything like that. So when you're connecting with these people on the other side, they're coming through out of love and light. They're coming through because they want to. By the way, we don't summon them. We don't summon the people. They come because they want to, and they want to connect with their loved ones who are here. So I believe that mediumship is safe, spirit world is safe, and you need to learn about boundaries with living people, which will help you carry over to boundaries with people on the other side. But no, they're not bad. And I don't feel that way necessarily about all the embodied people on the planet today.
Agreed.
Just to clarify, it's not like I am delusional that everything's good. Plenty of evil here, love and light on the other side. My perspective, my belief.
I like that because you hear so often about, oh, this person has an entity and it needs to be cleared, and I'm ushering people to the other side. And I'm thinking, well, that's an awful lot of pressure to put on somebody to have to be able to have those abilities and skills to even do the things that they're talking about. And then what does that mean? Like, do I not know I have entities? Do I not know that there's a person over here that needs to be ushered? I mean, like, whew. So thank you for just taking all that off my plate.
Or I think that attachments are a scapegoat, and that people get stuck, people get depressed, people get emotional. We have baggage, and energetically we can get sluggish. That healing is real. Reiki and other types of healing is very real, and it can help remove blocks, memories, traumas, so that we can be clearer, happier. But it's not to remove an attachment, some other entity that's attached. And that I think it's healthier if people take responsibility for their own issues and see a therapist, go to a professional, get a healing, do whatever you need to do on your own to move forward and be happier and clearer, and not to try to blame it that there's some spirit latching onto you. Embodied people can be energy vampires. Embodied people can suck you dry, bring you down, ask for more than you can give, push your boundaries. Those are living people. But you can healthily connect with people in spirit, and they don't do that. They might be eager. If you open up your spiritual door, if you want to use that as an expression, and you're open to the spirit world, they might be like, hey, talk to my person. Hey, talk to my person. And yes, you might need to create boundaries and say, okay, I'm not connecting with other people's spirits right now. This is my time. This is my personal time. and just say no. There are people who are very open and they don't want to go to the grocery store because there's too many spirit people trying to connect with them. You have boundaries and say, no, step back. This is my time. And then you decide when you want to do it. This is my little space. I'm getting ready. I'm going to ground, do a little bit of exercises, use my intention. I have my sitter. Okay, I want to connect with someone in spirit for this person now. Healthy, positive way. Person wants their spirit, so you do it that way. So as long as you have boundaries, it's fine. But no attachments. There aren't even any ghosts. That's a whole nother little speech, but.
Well, I actually was going to ask you about two things I was going to ask you about. One was ghosts, and the other was, and I was fascinated when you said that the spirits don't show up, you call them in. Or did I get it the opposite?
Um, I didn't say they don't show up. Sometimes people, what I said was we don't summon them. We don't summon them like, I'm going to do this here and then draw in the spirit. Someone once told me that we shouldn't be bothering the dead. Somebody who doesn't know about this work. So what I'm saying is we're not summoning, like making them come. They come because they want to come. They come because they want to connect with their embodied people just as much as we want to connect with them. But just the way you said that, then sometimes spirit people do come to mediums or people who are opening up their medium perception, and they might have spirit people saying, hey, can you talk to my son? Hey, can you talk to my mom? When they're not asking for it. And that's where the boundaries come in. Because it's probably not the best thing to just have spirits all over the place all the time. You want to have a life. You don't let just anybody into your house, into your car. You have your own space. You get to decide who comes into your home, who comes into your personal space. And it's the same with spirit people. You decide.
So it is helping you with life skills by setting boundaries.
Absolutely.
So then what's a ghost or a not ghost?
Okay. Sometimes, well, a ghost by definition is supposed to be somebody or an animal like a dog or a cat. It's supposed to be somebody who is stuck between this side and the other side. Mm-hmm. They didn't get there because they took their own life. It happened quickly and they don't know that they're dead. They have unfinished business. People don't want to let them go, all which doesn't happen. When people physically pass, they move on to the spirit world. I believe in a higher source. I believe in spirit guides and support that when people pass, they automatically go there. Nobody gets left behind. Some people, it's just a matter of semantics, and they use ghosts for spirit people. Even some people who are starting about mediumships, like, yeah, I see ghosts. So some people think that if you see a spirit, perceive, hear, have contact with somebody who has physically passed, that it's a ghost, because they don't understand that somebody can be happily on the other side, doing their healing, being with their loved ones in spirit, working on their soul's evolution, and that some people, like mediums or people who are sensitive and don't even know it, can sense them, hear them, interact with them. So some people think they're ghosts because they can sense people on the other side and they don't know that they have mediumistic abilities. Then there's all the Hollywood bit and, Ghostbusters and all that. So there's a lot of hype. And I know firsthand that people who take their lives go to a healing spirit world because I have a close friend who took his life. He's come through over a dozen mediums. He comes through to see me more than anyone else, and he's loving and supportive. And I've connected with hundreds, literally, of people who've taken their own lives who come through to connect with their loved ones. And I just have to say that even though people who take their own lives and go to a healing, supportive spirit world, that does not mean that suicide is ever the right thing to do. And there are other options. And when I talk about this, I usually give an 800 number for a hotline, but people can find that on their own. So I am not advocating it and saying it's ever the right thing to do. Just that when people go do that, they're in a spirit world and they can come through a medium. So ghosts, I could go on about my little, but I won't. Basically, I don't believe there are actual ghosts. There's energy imprints, there's things that can happen that can be attributed to ghosts, but it's not like there's a spirit person stuck here doing that.
So when we talk about, well, first of all, thank you for just dispelling the whole dogma that the Catholic Corporation gave to me that if you commit suicide, you're going to go to hell. You know, whatever. But that's lovely. So what I if you develop these abilities in yourself, it almost seems to me, it almost feels to me that when we say the other side, the only reason there's a side is because there's a veil or there's just a something that we don't have, or I don't have 100% access to, that I can just go see my mom. I'm standing over there, right?
I don't have either. I don't think anybody has 100% access. I can't just hang out with my dad.
Okay.
I can talk to him same way you can talk to your loved one, but I don't have him answer me. I need to go. I have other mediums like students, classes, teachers who bring through my own people. So even as a medium, I personally don't have a strong connection with my own people. What I have is a trust and a knowledge that they're there and that they're okay. And that's what everybody can have. And they're just at a different vibration and they're doing their own thing. They're doing what's important for them to do for their own growth. And they also have the opportunity to connect with us through mediums or to people individually if they're sensitive, open to it, or with signs. So they're in a different place. They're not physically here, but there is a doorway, a bridge where they can communicate with us. And also it's important for people to know that your loved ones can hear you even if you can't hear them. That's something that we sometimes confirm, and people will say they hear you talking to them. You talk to them a lot. You talk to them in the kitchen. You just I want people to know that your loved ones very often hear you even if you're not aware of their presence.
That's comforting. So when we say happy birthday and I love you and whatnot, they hear that.
Yes.
Love that. Okay, I cannot believe we're almost at the end of time. We all need to know how to get in contact you and what platforms you have after you work with a person or while you're working with a person that you provide for your community.
Okay. Well, the first thing people might want to do is go to my website, which is really easy. It's sharonfarber.net. You just have to remember that it's .net. So sharonfarber.net is my website, and from the website, you can get to anywhere else. You can get to videos and anything and classes and all of that. So I have a website. I am on Facebook. I have a Medium author page called Sharon Farber Author Medium. How original. And that's a free website page where you can go and there's a list of all my events there. And in the past year and a half, I started a free private Facebook group called Mediumship and Mediums that I only started a year and a half. I started it when the book came out, which was March 2019. And as of a week ago, we have 7,000 members. And in a year and a half, and it's crazy. And in the group, it's all about evidential mediumship. I don't let any of the foo-foo stuff go in, so it's not about all those other things that people talk about in some groups. So it's all about evidential mediumship, how to develop mediumship and anything you want to know about there. And then I do some lives on there and that kind of thing. I do mediumship demonstrations online also. Aside from readings, I do little demos there that are open to 8 people, sliding scales. So that's it, pretty much Facebook and my website.
Okay, and we will have all the details for those exact, yeah.
My email is pretty easy also. It's sharon@sharonfarber.net.
Okay. Perfect. Now, before we go,
The book is available anywhere. You can order signed copies from my website, sharonfarber.net, and go to the book page, but it's also on Amazon in the different countries, Barnes and Noble, or anywhere you want to get a book, and it's on Audible for I just almost forgot to say that.
Oh, Audible, that a lot of people love that.
And I would have forgotten about the special offer. I totally would have forgotten. I'm glad you mentioned that. Well, the special offer is if you are watching this video and taking part in the seminar, you can have an opportunity to get a private reading with me at 20% off the regular price. And that would be for a half an hour reading, a 45-minute private reading. These are all on Zoom. And I also have an hour reading for 2 people on Zoom, and 20% off all of those. And I'm going to create a landing page, a special website that I'm going to create and give to Kimberly really soon. And then she can put that on the video, and you click on there and it'll be the special prices just for you. And that's going to be good through November 30th, 2020. And you can purchase that anytime between now and then you can book them later on. I don't know how, at this point, as of today, at the day of recording, I have appointments available a couple weeks from now. It might be 3-4 weeks out, but you just have to purchase by November 30th and 20% off.
So exciting. And again, all that information will be with this video. And just to repeat, your special offer of 20% off is through November 30th, 2020. So even though people are going to have access to this video after that, we will hope that they can find you first and take advantage of your very, very generous offer. So thank you, Sharon, for that. And thank you so much for joining us today. I cannot tell you how enlightening it was for me. And I treasure all of the insights and the wisdom which you have shared with us. It's been so informative. I know people are going to want to work with you. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been interesting. It's these interviews go off in different ways. They're definitely not canned. They can probably tell. But it was a pleasure to be here and talk to you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. And to our audience, everyone that is watching, thank you for joining us for another episode of the Happiness Retreat. We hope that you have gotten some inspiration, some motivation, some guidance, and some clarity in the connection with your soul and becoming the master of your own energy. So until next time. And P.S. everyone, we're back because we have super important information to share that we completely lost track of. So Sharon, please tell us, what did we miss?
I wanted to show you a picture of the book. This book, Choosing to be a Medium. And I wanted you to see that. And I totally forgot to tell you that there's a companion journal that goes with it. If you're really serious about your mediumship development, the companion journal gives you a place. It has prompts. It gives you a place to examine your thoughts, questions, fears, and log your practice mediumship readings and more. And I forgot to tell you that I lead 4 weekly mediumship development online circles that are limited to 8 people. And each person who joins has a chance to give a reading. It's mixed levels, even for beginners, and I help people give readings. And also when you're in the circle, there's a good chance that you'll receive readings because students are giving readings for each other. So I just wanted to let you know that's been something I've been doing for over a year and plan on doing indefinitely. Online mediumship development circles, very reasonably priced, where you can work with me in a group and learn from each other. So that's what I forgot. I'm so glad. Thank you, Kimberly, for letting me show my book and tell them about the circles.
Absolutely. But now I have a question about the circles. So are they the same 8 people every class, or could it be any one?
They can match. Some people sign up and say, put me in for every Tuesday. Okay. Some people are in for every Thursday, and some people come whenever they can. If it's open, you can come in. When they're full, I make a little waiting list. And if the 4 circles get really full, I'll just add another one.
Oh,
And
perfect.
you can register for them and learn more about them on the mentorship page of the website. And the other thing I'm remembering now, so we don't have to have another PS, is I also teach classes in person in the US and Canada. I lead mediumship development retreats and classes, and at some point, probably out of the country also. So you can find out about those on my website when those are being offered. 3-day mediumship development retreat in a beautiful place, like that. Now,
Okay, I'm there. Wherever you want to go, I'm there.
one more super duper tiny little thing. If you want me to come to your place, I work, people invite me, and then you just have to get about 10 or 12 people who want to do this, and you can host me, and I'll make it happen at your place. And it's really more likely to do it if you happen to live near the ocean or the mountains or somewhere lovely. I'm serious. That's not even a joke. But if it's a city and somewhere like that, I'll probably do it also at some point if there's a need. I'm
But
willing.
this home this home thing, is it you giving readings or you teaching
No,
mediumship work?
this is mediumship development. This is beginner classes, 2 and 3-day development classes. This isn't about me giving readings. This is about people coming to learn and setting up a program to meet the needs of the group to teach mediumship, generally to beginners or people who want to strengthen their abilities. This is going to be another 20 minutes.
It's all good. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. We just needed to get that information out there because you just opened up a whole bunch of new options for everyone to explore their own mediumship journey and to work with you. So thank you.
Second opportunity.
Okay, we will try to be finished, but hey, we might be back.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. And P.S. everyone, we're back because we have super important information to share that we completely lost track of. So Sharon, please tell us, what did we miss?
I wanted to show you a picture of the book. This book, Choosing to be a Medium, and I wanted you to see that. And I totally forgot to tell you that there's a companion journal that goes with it. If you're really serious about your mediumship development, the companion journal gets you a place. It has prompts. It gives you a place to examine your thoughts, questions, fears, and log your practice mediumship readings and more. And I forgot to tell you that I lead 4 weekly mediumship development online circles that are limited to 8 people. And each person who joins has a chance to give a reading. It's mixed levels, even for beginners, and I help people give readings. And also when you're in the circle, there's a good chance that you'll receive readings because students are giving readings for each other. So I just wanted to let you know that's been something I've been doing for over a year and plan on doing indefinitely. Online mediumship development circles, very reasonably priced, where you can work with me in a group and learn from each other. So that's what I forgot. I'm so glad. Thank you, Kimberly, for letting me show my book and tell them about the circles.
Absolutely. But now I have a question about the circle. So are they the same 8 people every class, or could it be any one?
Mix and match. Some people sign up and say, put me in for every Tuesday. Okay. Some people are in for every Thursday, and some people come whenever they can. If it's open, you can come in. When they're full, I make a little waiting list. And if the 4 circles get really full, I'll just add another one.
Oh, perfect.
You can register for them and learn more about them on the mentorship page of the website. And the other thing I'm remembering now, so we don't have to have another PS, is I also teach classes in person in the US and Canada. I lead mediumship development retreats and classes, and at some point, probably out of the country also. So you can find out about those on my website when those are being offered. 3-day mediumship development retreat in a beautiful place, like that.
Okay, I'm there. Wherever you want to go, I'm there.
One more super duper tiny little thing. If you want me to come to your place, I work, people invite me, and then you just have to get about 10 or 12 people who want to do this, and you can host me, and I'll make it happen at your place. And it's really more likely to do it if you happen to live near the ocean or the mountains or somewhere lovely. I'm serious. That's not even a joke. But if it's a city and somewhere like that, I'll probably do it also at some point if there's a need. I'm
But
willing.
this home, this home thing, is it you giving readings or you teaching
No,
mediumship work?
this is mediumship development. This is beginner classes, 2 and 3 day development classes. This isn't about me giving readings. This is about people coming to learn and setting up a program to meet the needs of the group to teach mediumship. Generally to beginners or people who want to strengthen their abilities. This is going to be another 20 minutes.
It's all good. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. We just needed to get that information out there because you just opened up a whole bunch of new options for everyone to explore their own mediumship journey and to work with you. So thank you.
Second opportunity.
Okay, we will try to be finished, but hey, we might be back.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you.